everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood hangar hobbit here, and welcome aboard the Hurricane Mk IIb at Tier 2 BR 3.0 Premium for the Russians. And oh, would you look at that down there? Don't that just make you happy? Look at all the snacks. Oh, you know how much I like snacks. Now this bird has been in the game quite a while, but you don't hardly ever see anybody taking her out or talking about her, and that's just a dang shame. But first, let's go down there and say hi to everybody. Ooh, let's see which snack. Ooh, perfect lineup. Hello, Mr. Stuka. How you doing? Here, kitty. Ooh, bye-bye, Mr. Stuka. Oh, I hate that, don't you? When they got one that's dead, but it shows up as not dead. That's so irritating. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, hello, Mr. 109. How you doing? Yeah, I know you got good energy retention, but guess what? This thing has got surprisingly good agility. So you keep doing your little flippy dippies. Oh, wait a minute though. Somebody just lined right on up. Oh, I gotta love that. Thank you. Did I mention that this is surprisingly tanky? Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. That's just a dang shame. Oh well, can't get them all, sadly. By the way, be sure to say hi to Cheesecake. That's why I decided to use this footage, because it was one of my subs that actually ended up in a match with me. Although I nearly ended up missing my last kill because I was too busy laughing at him in the chat. I mean, I appreciate the encouragement, Cheesecake, but if it was as easy as to get kills as saying, "Don't run away, Mr. Bomber, Harry needs the footage," oh, my life would be so much easier. But still, it's nice to have someone rooting for you. You know, it always makes you feel good. Now, I've speeded things up a little bit because, of course, the last one turns out to be a sneaky schnell. There's a sneaky schnell bomber around here somewhere trying to be all sneaky and schnell. And you know how I feel about the schnell bombers. There shall be no schnell on my watch. So I am out here trying to find the sneaky schnells. Oh, where are you? Bombing things around here somewhere. Yep, good old Cheesecake comes through with the blind hunt. I do appreciate that, because I was fresh out. Oh, hello, Mr. HE111. At least it's not a condor. I feel so sorry for the condor pilots. It's almost like kicking puppies. I mean, good lord, they have the worst, poopiest rear guns on them. And the whole wing is nothing but a gas tank. I mean, it's right up there with the Betty bombers when it comes to things thou shalt not fly. The only thing I feel worse for is the SM-79s. I don't even shoot at those anymore. I feel so sorry for those poor things. Ugh, talk about a trashy bomber. Ugh. I'm actually kind of shocked, though. You don't see that many of the 111s anymore. Most of the Germans just figured out that flying them is not the best idea. The only thing I hardly ever see anymore is those dang 288s, which, I gotta agree with the other people, it's kind of pay to win. Ain't nothing that its BR can catch that thing if it just puts itself in a dive right at the front. I've watched them things just bleed tickets like you would not believe. Ooh, look at the pieces fly. Come on, just a little more. Oh, come on. I'm almost out of bullets. Oh. Yeah. Trigger discipline is a must in this plane. You only get a couple of hundred MG and a couple of hundred cannon. And That's it. But unlike the 185, the cannons on this actually works. Which, like I said in my 185 video, don't make much sense. But hey, gift horse, mouth. Well, thanks for the blind hunt cheesecake. Let's see how we did. Oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that in a New York minute. As I climb up here, let me tell you a little bit more about this bird. The Russians actually first encountered the Hurricane in March of 1941, before the freaking fight with the Germans, because the Germans had captured some and showed them off to a Russian delegation. They had some of these and they had some of the Spitfires. Even back then, the Russians were like, yeah, Spitfire's probably a little more advanced. But you know what? When the Germans are kicking down your door and going, knock, knock, blitzkrieg. Yeah, you can't freaking be too much of a beggar. Anything you can get, you'll take it. And right then, Papa Stalin called up and said, yeah, we could need some planes, like yesterday. And the Brit said, sure, what do you need? He said, 3,000 fighters. Yeah, I'm sure the British rolled their eyes at that one. They said, hey, we'll do what we can. So in September of 41, they sent them 200 Hurricanes and 200 P-40 Kitty Hawks. Which, considering that the port at Murmansk where these things landed, all they had was I-15s, I-16s, and I-153s. They were damn happy to have them. One thing they didn't like, though, they did not like the freaking Brit 303s. Compared to the 109F, and especially trying to drop the HE 111 bombers, they were like, yeah, these are pea shooters. Yeah, you know the Russians, they like the big guns. They were like, yeah, 12 little pew-pews? No. Nope. This is not going to work. So they made two popular variants. This is the first variant, where they got rid of all of the pew-pews and put in two 50s and two Shavak 20 millimeters. This gave it a rate of shot of 8.45 pounds per second, which was heavier than any other fighter in the freaking front at the time, German or Russian. So yeah, gave it a hell of a punch. The other variant, oh guys, you can give us the other variant. I want it so bad. Make it a premium. I will whip out my credit card in a freaking heartbeat. Because you see, the other popular variant of the Hurricane 2B over there was they left 4 of the 7.7 British and then added the 50 cals and the 20 millimeter. Yeah. Talk about docatastic. Good grief. 20 mils plus 50 cals plus Brit 303s all on one bird. Oh yes. Gaijin, I want that one. I want that one so bad. And you know, I gotta agree with the Russians. There's a reason why I call this Stalincane, like Stalin bolt. Because this is what the Hurricanes in the British tree wish they could be. Having 250s and 220s instead of the pew-pews does make a heck of a difference. Yeah, you can really feel that weight of shot, even with me splitting the guns and only using 2 at a time. Oh, yeah, she can do the damage. Oh, look at that. One thing you gotta watch, though, is the speed. You'll notice me burning off some speed a couple of times coming down here. Because you definitely don't want to get this thing above about, say, 500, 550, because then she starts getting really stiff. She handles best around 400, 450. So you'll see me bleed off speed a couple of times trying to get into position here, because I definitely don't want to pancake this sucker. Oh, hello, Mr. F4. How are you doing? Oh, gonna be a little hard to fly with that wing like that. Now, if I was in another bird, I would probably try to secure the kill, but trigger discipline is a must in this. You got the heavy weight of shot, but it don't last very long. So you're gonna have to make it count. Especially when we got that much red up there in the clouds. Yeah, I can't afford to just be going back to base willy-nilly. I gotta help out my team here. Let's see what we got. I see P-63, I see Boo Fighter, I see Spitfire. All kinds of nasty. F6F up high. Oh, Spitfires though. Yeah, I like Spitfires. How about a little Brit on Brit violence? Oh, quit trying to pick on my little buddy. You leave Sergey alone. Poof. See, weight of shot happens, and it works. You can't do that with the pew-pews. Oh, you come here, Mr. Boo. Bye, Mr. Boo. Have a nice day. I do appreciate. Ooh, F6Fs, are you gonna come down and play? I hope so. F6F is a good bird, but you don't want to make it a turny-burny. Ooh, you come here, though. You come here. This thing is surprisingly rugged, though. You will find this thing can just bounce shots. Give it to the Brits. They do how to make a sturdy airframe. Aww. Is he on fire? Yep. And if it burns, you don't get a turn. That's okay. He's got friends. Hi, friend. How you doing? Ooh, you got a la-la on your tail. Oh, and now he's burning. Look at that. It's Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Ooh. How many of you are there? Is another F6F? Good Lord, is this an F6F convention? Oh, well. Yeah. See, your little 50 cows? I'm a Stalincane, blessed by the hand of Stalin. I do not fear your 50 cows, for I am strong. Oh, and he's just gonna run away. Oh, don't run away. Come back. Oh, well, it gives me an excuse to talk more about this bird. And man, there were some cool variants of this thing. There's another one that I would love to have in this game because it would be just so completely banana boat. Get this. They took some of the Hurricanes, chopped the canopy off of the sucker, making it an open top like it was an I-15 with just a windshield on it so that they could lengthen it down the back a little bit and add a frickin' rear gunner so they could use it as a combination fighter / artillery spotter. Man, that would be so fun and funny. I would love to fly that with two 12.7s, two 20 millimeters, and a rear gunner like an IL-2. Oh yeah, that would be so much fun. Russians got their frickin' money's worth out of this sucker, though, because they used it all over the place. They used it at Murmansk, they used it at Stalingrad, they used it as a frontline fighter, used it as a secondary fighter, used it as an artillery spotter with the top chopped off. They used it as a glider tug. They used it as a frickin' target tower. Any and everything they could think of, they ended up using these things for. So they definitely got their use out of these suckers. And there were several freaking Soviet pilots that got their first aces in the Hurricanes. Like I said, there'll be a link in the description below so that you can check out the great article I found on them. Just don't expect me to pronounce them Russian names because, good Lord, way too many consonants, not enough vowels. but they had at least one Soviet pilot that ended up with 15 kills in the Stalincane. So yeah, this thing definitely worked for them. But pilots took it out and tested it against the P-39 and the P-40. And they said the one place where the Hurricane was really lacking was in the vertical. Not in this game, but in real life, they had them keep really tight formations and told them to strictly stick to the horizontal. Because in the vertical, the P-39 and P-40 both whooped it. And the Germans whooped it hard. Oh, are you finally going to play with this F6F and quit playing Run, Run Away? I hope so. I get so sick of them playing Run, Run, Run Away. It gets most annoying. If you're going to fight, fight. If not, land and J out. Playing peekaboo in the cloud is just irritating. And it certainly ain't going to save you, because here comes Stalincane, blessed by the hand of Stalin. Oh, you come here, Mr. Oh, perfect, perfect. Just keep it right there. Thank you. Watch your fire, Yak Attack. Good Lord, you'll find that the bigger threat to this thing is not freaking enemy players so much as wild yaks. Or worse, Stalin bolts. That's one thing it has in common with the Hitler bolts is, good Lord, do they like to spray the sky. As I was saying though, one reason the Soviets had trouble with this, Soviet gasoline at the time was kind of poop. You see, this runs on the Merlin, the same engine in the Spitfire, which although this is heavier, it still put out some decent performance on 87 octane fuel. Problem was, Soviet gas was 70 to 78 octane fuel, and oftentimes had little bits of dirt, sand, or other contaminants, because made by peasants, dragged in the back of a truck. Things happened. One of the British engineers came up with a tin alloy catalyst to it to help boost the octane a bit, but they never could get enough of the high octane fuel to really make these things shine like they did in the British hands. And yes, I've nearly run it out of gas. My bad. But hey, I figured with only a couple hundred MG, couple hundred cannon rounds, I wouldn't be out there that dang long, but trigger discipline goes a long way. Doesn't this bird? And she can hang out there in the fight. But hey, it's a great glider. So I got no problems with being a little low on the go-go juice. Just gonna put this sucker down, get me a reload and a repair, and get back in the fight. Just guide her down nice and easy. Oh, there we go. And I pulled the jingles. Oh well. Helps me land a little quicker. I'll take it. Now, Soviet pilot Gregory Zimin, sorry if I don't say that exactly right, held mock dogfights between the Hurricane, the P-40, and the P-39 to figure out how exactly to use them in Soviet fighter formations. What they found was the Hurricane was not nearly as good in the vertical as the P-39 and the P-40. So what they did was they ended up tightening up the formations to as little as 100 meters apart. And nobody was supposed to get more than 400 to 500 meters above each other in the vertical. And if anybody jumped them, they would then start doing Luftberry circles, because they said the tightness of the turns on the Hurricane in the horizontal meant any German that tried to jump in there, he was catching one right in the behind. So the Soviets quickly learned how to use this sucker's strengths. Didn't have that big a problem with it, but they really preferred the P-39 because, well, derp guns. That's one thing you notice reading Soviet memoirs and Soviet pilots. really big into the gigantic cannons. Like I said, if they could strap a 75 millimeter through the prop hub, they probably would have done it. With Soviet pilots, it was all about, didn't matter if you only had a few bullets, just as long as those bullets were really, 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 really big. Now, one thing that this bird did have and give them a huge advantage to early in the war compared to their Soviet counterparts, high-frequency radios. People forget about that. Early Soviet fighters, only the flight leader had a radio. He was supposed to waggle his wings and use hand signals, which, needless to say, in the middle of combat, wasn't the smartest idea. So having a whole freaking squad of these that could actually talk to each other on good quality high frequency radios made a pretty big difference, and also allowed them to get more life out of these later, using them for stuff like artillery spotting, because those high frequency Brit radios were reliable and could reach for a pretty good distance. And guess what we got? Is he trying to land? Nope. He's doing donuts at the runway. Gaijin, have I told you lately how much I appreciated you making that go to the airfield if you're in trouble, 'cause you don't need friggin' extra RP for the stock syndrome. You can just sit around the airfield and let it do the work. Video? Because I so love the fact that you have made the last player on damn near every single frickin' team do donuts at the runway. Because we didn't have enough of a problem with toxic players in this game. No, let's make them a little more salty and nasty. Oh, hello, Mr. P-51. Did I tell you I don't like frickin' runway campers? Yeah, 'cause I really don't. But Stalincane is tough. Stalincane can take the abuse. I will not fear your puny AAA. I am blessed by the hand of Stalin. You will not do the donuts. Is he gonna? Nope. Nope, and guess what? You'd think with damage he'd try to land. No. No, he's not trying to land. He's just gonna go right back to going around and around and around again. Anyway, by the end of the war, the Soviets had ended up taking 2,834 of the Hurricane. Funny part is, the majority of them was not what you see in this game. Nope. The majority of them was the C with the 420mm Spark Spano, which, thank you, Gaijin, for not giving us the Spark Spano version. Because, yeah, really wouldn't have liked to have bought a premium only to find out it had the Sparky Spanos. Because in this game, Sparky Spanos are trash. Where is he? Yep. There he is. Getting ready to go do another donut. But of course the Soviets played down the use of American and British fighters in the war. But early on, the Hurricane probably is what allowed them to keep Murmansk, which was a vital seaport at the time, and would not have been very good for them if it fell to the Germans, because that was pretty much the only way the Brits had to share stuff with them at the time. So, yeah, early in the war, the Hurricane really freaking mattered to the Soviets. Is it going to land? Looks like he's... Nope, he's doing a fake landing so he can do another donut and try to lure us into the AAA. Nice to see that it's being flown by a douche. But you know what? I'm tired of this. We got the Yak 1B over here. We got the La back at base. Look at the tickets. I am not going to let you win by doing runway camping, Mr. Douche. Me and you going to have some words. Because if I get taken out, Yak can finish it off. Besides, Daddy wants an ace. So you come here. Just a little more. Just a little more. Goodbye, Mr. Douche. Sorry about having to show that, but it's dang near every match these days, you know what? Can't ever have it with just a good old GG. Oh, ace in a day. Don't that feel nice? I so do enjoy a good ace in a day, don't you? Let's see how it pays. Ooh, not bad for a tier 2. Not bad at all. So what do I think about this bird? Oh yes. You want a tier 2 Russian premium that's damn fun to fly, that can climb well, dive well, as long as you remember the compression, and can definitely lay that weight a shot? Take this sucker out. This baby can do some fighting now. She's tough. She's got good guns, decent handling, decent agility. This is just a good all-around plane and fits quite well at its BR. Well, be sure to like and share, and I hope to see you up there in the clouds. Have a good one, y'all.